Hello. There's a good chance that this will be my final episode of Watch Your Tail Swing, and I want to leave you with something special. First, some backstory. I am an adherent of the Christian faith. When I heard the good news of the gospel that Jesus had prepared a way for me to be in fellowship with Creator God, I was all in. This happened in 1974 at the ripe young age of 14. You do the math. And since that time, that relationship, that decision has informed all other aspects of my life. There's a beautiful verse in the Bible, which I will freely paraphrase. You may think that you are plotting your course through life, but the Lord is directing your feet. And it was with that sense that when I became a music education major at the University of Minnesota and chose music as a career path, I hoped, of course, that I had some chops in that area and that I would find it rewarding, but there was also a very deep sense that this was part of God's vision for my life, that it was a spiritual quest, and that it would be blessed by God. And I'm happy to say that I have had a great many deeply rewarding experiences as a career music educator. But in the spring of 2015, I was called into the office of my superior and informed that due to years of sliding enrollment at our small university in downtown Minneapolis, our music department was being downsized. The degree program that I oversaw was being eliminated, and my position was being eliminated, which is what we call in academia a fine how do you do. Was I bitter? No. As I listened to the story, all the steps leading up to that unfortunate moment where Kev has to be let go, it all made sense. And obviously I hadn't made myself indispensable, and that's on me. So we parted friends, and that career came to an end. But I was positive that my career as a music educator would not come to an end. There's another verse that I love, and I will freely paraphrase it. If God is on your side, does it really matter who or what may be against you? The unspoken answer is no, it doesn't matter. God is on your side. You're in a very good position. So it was with that assurance that I was positive that I would be teaching again in the fall of 2015. From that spring to that fall, I sent out a plethora of applications. Any job that looked like it was tailor-made for Kev Mills, I went for it, no matter where it was in the country. And then the hiring season came to an end, and I had nothing. And I thought, oh my goodness, what just happened? Sometime later, I got a commercial driver's license, and I've now had a handful of driving gigs. I'm going to fast forward to the fall of 2019. 2019, I'm driving school bus for the district of Wyzetta, driving down the road with a busload of kids and just rehearsing the way my career had gone. The fact that I've got a master's degree in music education plus 22 credits beyond that, just sitting on a transcript somewhere, doesn't mean a hill of beans when you're driving a bunch... Oh, excuse me. Sit down! So sorry. Doesn't mean a hill of beans when you're driving a bunch of junior high kids around. And then I had an epiphany. I said to myself, Kev, if you continue to cling to this image of yourself as a music educator, what is your potential for being content in any other pursuit? Close to zero, right? And I thought, well, I can do something about that. So I prayed a little prayer as I was heading south on Highway 101 with a busload of junior high kids. I prayed a prayer. I said, Lord, I give you my teaching career. You may do with it as you please. And I said, amen. And a weight came off my shoulders, and I felt a click behind my sternum. What was that? Now, some of you are thinking, you're driving a busload of kids and you're praying? Don't worry. I had a 7th grader reach up and grab the wheel. It was fine. Okay, that last bit was a joke. Everything else has been true. So I had those two sensations. This weight came off my shoulders. I felt that little click. But there was a third sensation. This was the biggie. I was completely at peace. Totally at peace. 5 seconds earlier, I had been suffering. And now I was just calm throughout my entire person. And I said, this is absolutely stunning. And I went through that day, and I went through that week, and I went through the next week, and I went through the next week, and I would just find myself frequently just driving with this kind of half smile on my face, totally calm and happy. And at some point I asked myself, did I used to be this happy? If so, it slipped my mind. So I did a little inventory. I asked myself, how much happier am I now than I was before I prayed that prayer? And I crunched some numbers, and I'm going to be conservative here. Conservatively, I was at least 300% happier after that prayer than I was before the prayer. Now, there is a downside, unfortunately. I'm now in the awkward position of having to decide what I want to do when I grow up. But I will say this. Being at peace and being happy after years of not, that's pretty sweet. Watch your tail swing.